Alright, so it's been a good while. I've just been very busy. I haven't been able to crack on with continuing the build. So today I'm going to spend the day in the shed, which is nice. So what I've been doing off camera, I didn't film at all. I have cleaned up most of my parts and I've applied an Etch Primer to them. So how I do that is generally I just do that on a brass wire wheel, so similar to this. Similar to this. This one's for a grinder. This one's for a drill. They come in all sort of shapes and sizes, but how I mostly do it is on a bench grinder. So I just sort of sit there, off I go with my bench grinder, and it cleans up parts considerably well. So this is the throttle lever. Yeah, I've cleaned that up now. This is a bit hard because it's sort of chromed, but you generally get the idea. I may end up painting this, I'm not sure. Thinking the colour scheme I'm going to go with is green and black. So hammer tone green, same as all my other mowers, except this time, because I'm doing centrifugal force clutch from George at Moparts Oz, they come black. So because that's black, I'm thinking I might do the whole mower as a green and black sort of colour scheme. So I've got a couple of parts that I still need to clean up, so I'm going to quickly do that now. I might film maybe one, as it doesn't make for a very interesting video, so sort of watching me do that. Once I've done that, I'll apply my Etch Primer. Once I've got the Etch Primer later today, I'm actually going to spray basically everything I want black and everything I want green. So I'll set my air compressor up. I might do a short video on that as well. There's endless YouTube videos on how to set up spray guns. I don't really know myself. I watched a couple this morning, but I have sprayed 3 or 4 or 5 mowers now, and I seem to do all right. So anyway, we'll crack on. I'll show you a little bit of cleaning and spraying and then paint prep, I suppose you could call it. All right. Okay, so this is my little setup. Just a small bench grinder. I've just got it mounted on this sort of, I don't know, bench I've made years ago. And I'm going to sit here, so I'm just going to clean these up. I'll show you before and after. So this is just a gear. This is a before. You can see there's a bit of surface rust on there. It's actually not too bad. Again, this gear, you can see there's a bit of surface rust. So you'll see what happens once we hit it with the wire wheel. And hopefully the audio doesn't go all funny because this is all a bit quite loud. But here we go. Okay, so I've done half of this and the other half not. So hopefully on the camera that sort of shows. You can see that one side's sort of a bit more polished than the other. So basically all the surface rust is removed. At this point, if we apply, I like to use an Etch Primer. It sort of etches into the steel a little bit better. And it creates like a really, really thin layer of rust protection, basically. So, so this side is clean. This side's not so clean. So I'll sit here, continue, clean up the rest of my parts, and we'll skip to applying a bit of Etch Primer. So. Okay, so I've sat there, I've cleaned up all the parts that all my remaining parts, I've already done most of them. So here they are here, they're all cleaned up. I put a bit of wire through them, it just makes it easy to hang it up, then you spray it. You don't have to touch it, you don't have to get your fingerprints all in your nicely sprayed paint. I also jam a bit of cloth or something just into parts, especially where it slips onto shafts. I find if you get paint in there, it just makes it difficult to slide it onto the shaft where it's meant to go. So I don't do that to everything. I don't go too carry away. It's just things to note when you're spraying. Don't load the paint into that area. Also, I mask up where paint doesn't need to go. So this is where the cork gets glued onto. So obviously you don't want to paint that. So I mask that up and make sure no paint goes on there. So I was just going to quickly show you, because no one told me this for a good number of years, and I used to always try and get the masking tape perfectly on the edge of the area that I don't want to paint. There's a far better way. It's probably just common sense, but I didn't do it for years and years and years, and I used to get so frustrated doing it. But basically just pile your tape on everywhere, and once you've got your tape on there, just get a Stanley knife and run that basically around the edge of the area that you don't want paint to go, then just peel it off. It just creates like the perfect sort of scenario. So I'm sure that's probably common sense, but I didn't do it for many years, so it's a handy little trick. So I'll quickly cut this out. I'll go and hang all these up behind me in my little spray booth up the back there. Once I've got that hung up, I'll start etch priming. So here we go. Okay, so here we are, little makeshift bloody spray booth, I suppose. It's been hanging there for ages. Anyway, here are my parts. So I've got them hanging up here. I don't know how I'm going to do this without getting paint on the camera, so I'll try and sit you to the side here and we'll see if we can get a shot. Alright, so basically there you have it. So I'll put 2 coats of etch primer on there. Personal preference, I think the packet actually says that one's sufficient, but I like to put 2 coats on there. Once that dries, we'll set up the spray gun and we'll spray some hammer tone. So that might be the next video, we'll see. Hopefully we've got time today to do that. So thanks for watching. Alright, so we'll leave it there for this video. Basically, I've cleaned all my parts. I've etch primed them in preparation for painting. So next process is going to be applying the colour, whichever colour you choose to go with. I'm going to go with a black and a green theme. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. It goes a long way. You wouldn't believe how far that goes. So we'll see you in the next video.